Hey gang, I'm Cole Chaney, and this is episode 19 of the CBD Source podcast. Hey gang, coming up in the show, we've got a packed house today. Holy shit. With the Woodstock 50th anniversary happening this past weekend, we're pretty damn close to Woodstock. I mean, we're in the same county in New York, so we've got a lot of perspectives on this and a lot of good Woodstock stories going back from the original Woodstock to Woodstock 25 up till this past weekend. We've got stories from everybody. Later in the show, we're going to do some celebrity CBD news with Tosh. Yeah, Tasha's going to stick around for like 3/4 of this show, so the fun antics that go on when hanging out and kicking it with Tosh is always a good time. Nice break from serious interviews. But first, we're going to be debuting a new segment on the show. There are so many great things CBD can do for athletes as far as recovery and focus, and we're launching a new segment on the show that's going to allow a lot of access to professional athletes, personal trainers, bodybuilders, weightlifters, Olympic competitors, all of the above, because we've got a new segment we're launching right now called C-Body.
Let CBD help you achieve the body you deserve. This is C-Body with Danny.
C, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Body. It's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the CBD version of Beachbody.
Yeah, okay. And the person who's going to be hosting this, well, co-hosting with me, but I guess it's her gimmick. Our new fitness CBD guru, Danny. Welcome to the show, Danny.
Sup?
So, Danny, you want to give us a little background about why you're going to be talking about sports and physical fitness and all of this stuff? Like, there's so many great things that CBD can do for athletes as far as conditioning and recovery and diet. What's your background as far as physical fitness goes?
I'm just like a huge gym junkie. I love the gym. I've been working out since, oh my gosh, for a really long time. Almost 6 years, but
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 21. I've been working out since I was 15.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you know everybody. You like know all these athletes and these like bodybuilders and stuff. Like you're on the inside track. So you're going to be bringing some cool guests by the studio. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. So I wanted to get into a couple stories that are breaking, because this episode is mostly about like pop culture, what's happening in the news with celebrities and stuff. What's happening? Some big story happened in the UFC this week.
Well, everybody's talking about Nate Diaz right now, and he's like a huge supporter of CBD. Like on the 14th from USA Today, they were talking about how he was smoking a joint and then he just passed it to the crowd. And this was like right before he knocked the hell out of Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, it was like it was a CBD joint, so it's not like he was getting someone arrested or like getting anyone a fine or something for doing it. But it's really rare to see someone even smoking a joint on TV or even a CBD joint. That's really rare. Like you don't really see it that much. I remember like Zach Galifianakis went on Bill Maher's show and smoked a joint. It got huge headlines because it was like, holy shit, he's smoking on live TV. And he didn't even know if it was real or not. It might have been a CBD joint and he was just doing it to like fuck with them. But this was like, they pull out an actual athlete that's right about to compete. This isn't a retired football player or something like that starting their own CBD line. This is like a working active athlete pulling out a CBD joint and taking some puffs and then handing it to the audience. And then the whole fucking front row is smoking up. I love that. And then, you can't say anything bad because he goes and fucking wastes that guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's hands-on advocacy, basically.
Seriously. He's that's like him and his brother both are like big into CBD and THC, right?
Yeah.
Or at least CBD.
Yeah, CBD for the most part, but I know Nate just got back from a 3-year hiatus.
Nice. Now he's back and ready to kick ass and blow CBD smoke in people's faces. I love it.
Yeah, evidently. Look at what happened to Pettis. He broke his foot.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's don't fuck with the guy who's pissed off and if he's like, think how CBD can mellow people out and he's still able to fucking rage and kick your ass. That's scary shit, man.
Yikes.
Outside of CBD sports news.
The CBD Source Podcast. This is how we do's it. How we CB do's it.
I heard that you went to the Woodstock event this weekend. You went to the actual Bethel Woods Woodstock 50.
Oh my God. That was so much freaking fun, let me tell you.
Really? What was it like?
So,
Who did you see, first off?
I saw the Doobie Brothers, and that was actually, I was surprised that the Doobie Brothers actually did well because I saw them last year with Steely Dan, and it was a friggin' snooze fest.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was terrible. But this year I was like, oh, wow, you guys actually brought your A game. Good job. So I saw the Doobie Brothers and Santana.
Nice.
That was
Didn't
awesome.
Santana play the original Woodstock? Like, he's
Yes, he
old
did.
school.
And did you know that when he was playing at Woodstock, like right before, him and his entire band took acid right before they performed?
What?
So they were supposed to go on later that day. And then the producer of the show was like, yeah, you're going to go on now. And they were like, what? We're tripping balls right now. How can we go on?
It's just starting to hit.
So Santana basically said in an interview that his guitar, he was playing it so hardcore. If you like look back at montage footage, he was like ripping on that guitar. He said that his guitar looked like a snake and that everything was like wavy as shit.
Oh my God. I can only imagine. Jeez. Not the optimal time to play a show that big, like the biggest concert of your life.
Oh my gosh. But Woodstock 50 was awesome.
Did you see any CB-doobies going around? Or any...
Everywhere you turned, every single point where you turned, up on the hill, down by the stage,
Oh my God, I bet.
in the parking lot, people were tailgating and doing it. It's just like, there were these 3 women in front of me that were dressed like flower children.
Sure.
And they
How
like
old would you say they were? Were they flower children? Like actual flower children of that
two
time?
of them looked like they were flower children, that they brought their their daughter.
Okay. A flower grandchild.
Yeah. So it was like the grandmother, the mother, and then the daughter, and they turned around and they were like, you guys want some?
Oh my God.
And I was
that's great.
like, no, I'm good. I don't know what that shit's laced with.
Right. Who knows what's going on there? But everyone was just sparking up everywhere, I guess.
You know, I kind of expected it because, you know, that's what happened at Woodstock.
Right.
And, you know, everybody was just like lighting up, whether it be cigarettes, vape,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Just
weed.
weed, CBD possibly.
Everywhere you turned, it reeked. I'm surprised nobody got a contact high, except
Probably did. Probably happened.
Probably.
It's all outdoors though, right? There was
yeah, it's completely outdoors. But it was funny. Like there's a pavilion and then there's the lawn. The lawn was packed. If I show you like photos that I have on my phone, it's ridiculous.
Maybe you can give us a couple of those photos. We'll throw them on the website so people can see.
It was
packed
absolutely
it was.
beautiful when it was dark out and everybody like turned on their flashlights and, you know, we're waving them around. It was beautiful because you got to see like how many people were actually there.
Right.
And,
was anyone lighting up actual lighters or was that?
Yeah, people were lighting up lighters, but for the most part, you know,
It was like your
21st
cell phone
century.
flashlights. So how'd the Santana show go?
It was awesome. He was ripping it. He got a little political for a little bit, but you know, it was awesome. The singer was awesome. The guitar was beautiful.
No acid this time. Did they say?
He mentioned it. He was like, "Yo, anybody want to bring some on stage? We can make it like last time." I lost it.
Oh, that's good. Oh, man. I really wish I would have been there. That sounds like such a good time. Was it the rest of the audience? What would you say the demographic was for this show?
I have to say that a lot of them were probably from the previous Woodstock.
The originals, the golden oldies.
There were a lot of people my age that went there, and a lot of them were dressed up like hippies for the occasion.
Almost like cosplaying as a hippie.
It's like, oh my God, I'm at Woodstock. Peace, everyone.
Like novelty round John Lennon glasses they bought at Spencer's Gifts or something.
Oh my God. So my friends and I, we took the bus there because I was not dealing with that freaking traffic.
Right.
So my friend Mike, he was walking off of the bus and he grabbed something. I'm like, dude, what do you have? He was like, I'll show you when we get off the bus. I'm like, what the hell do you have? He's like, look, I got John Lennon glasses. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah.
Where did he get them? He brought them with him?
No, somebody left them on the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, hang on.
There they
were
are.
blue lenses.
There they are.
It was wild.
That's funny. She just showed me a picture of Mike with the John Lennon glasses.
It was crazy. And then one of these girls was completely wasted. Like at Bethel, everybody just gets trashed.
Okay.
This girl got crossfaded.
What's that mean?
When you're high and you drink at the same time, she got sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so right before she got sick, she offered Mike, she was like, you want my flower headband? He was like, sure. And then all of a sudden, like, the mom came back, the mom walked away, and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to have that flower headband back.
Right.
She's like, my daughter didn't mean to give that away.
I bought that for $42.95 at the Pottery Barn.
No, and then she said, oh yeah, we got them on Amazon for $3.
God forbid that $3 goes down the drain.
I know, right?
It's a Woodstock memory.
Oh, but it was fun. I loved it.
I Amazon Prime that thing.
Free shipping for $3.
Right. Oh, geez. Did you go in costume?
No, I did not.
Just regular clothes?
I mean, the closest thing that I wore was maybe like a bandana print halter top, but that was about it.
That's something. I mean, no tie-dye or anything?
No, I really don't own anything tie-dye. I'm really sad. I wanted to buy stuff, but then, I didn't have any time because I was working.
What do you think of younger people that call themselves hippies? Were there a lot of like younger people that thought they were hippies, or do you think they were just playing hippie?
I'm going to be that person, and I'm going to say that a lot of the people are playing because of the occasion. I'm sorry. There are some people that are actually genuine, but then there are the ones that you can just spot like a sore thumb.
Right.
Where it's like you bought your $3 headband and you bought those brand new tie-dye clothes.
I can't believe she copped to it buying it on Amazon. Like, this is just some bullshit mass-produced thing she's wearing. They didn't. You know how hard it is to make a flower crown? You just find wild flowers and do it. That's what the hippies did. They didn't buy it on Amazon and prime it to make sure it's there before Woodstock.
I know.
Like, that's the most corporate version of like how to dress for a Woodstock.
And you can always go to a craft store and just buy fake flowers and
Seriously.
make it yourself.
I'm gonna need that back, sir.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm gonna need that $3 back now.
We're planning on returning this to Amazon. The tags are still on it. All right, $3. I want my $3. Oh man, that's funny. How long of the day did it take up? Did you go there like in the afternoon and stay?
I got there around 3:30. It was like sporadically showering throughout the day, and during some parts of the concert it was like raining, so thank God I brought a rain poncho. Otherwise I would have been miserable.
Was most of the crowd sitting? I mean, if they're older, they're probably like sitting and like...
Everybody was like standing at some points and sitting. It was a sold out show.
Right. Yeah, I'll bet.
It was packed.
What did tickets go for to that event?
Oh gosh, I don't know, because I got mine for free from my boyfriend's mother. She got a 4-pack and she was like, I can't go. Do you guys want to go? And I said, hell yeah.
Yeah, right? Why not? It's so close, and it's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I'm sure they'll do one, 25 years from now, and they'll do one.
Yeah, probably. They did one.
You'll be alive for the next 50th.
Yeah, they'll do. They did one for the last 20. Yeah, they did it for the 25th one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I got there like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then I didn't get home until almost 2 in the morning.
In the morning, okay.
Yeah, because the concert started a little after 7. And then Santana, so the Doobie Brothers went first. Mm-hmm. And then
we should start a light version of the Doobie Brothers called the CBD Doobie Brothers.
Oh my
The CB Brothers. What do you say? I don't have any musical talent. We got to find some people who actually can play. Maybe we can get like some of the guys in our, like Ryan can sing.
I can sing too.
You can sing. There we go. The CB Brothers.
Oh my God.
It's all like CBD covers of Doobie Brothers songs.
We can rewrite it for theme songs.
Right, there you go. CB Brothers. Oh man, that's already a hit. You're already booking shows with that name.
Oh gosh, Santana didn't go on until, I want to say 9 o'clock, and he did not stop playing until a little after 11.
Wow.
He was on for a long time, and it was nonstop. There were no breaks.
Wow.
The only time he took a break was to like give a 5-minute speech about politics.
What kind of politics was he talking?
Everybody just needs to love each other. People need to stop hating each other. This is, it's Woodstock 50, man. That Woodstock was about peace and love, brother.
There you go. Sounds a little like Hulk Hogan, but it also works.
I know.
Every Santana impersonation ends up devolving to Hulk Hogan at some point.
I know.
So, does it? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the only time it ends up sounding like Hulk Hogan is when you insert the brother.
Once you throw
part.
brother in there,
It's like, yeah, brother.
It doesn't matter who you're impersonating. Hulkster just peeks his head in. That's funny.
So the part of the concert that was really cool was when he first started playing his introduction at Woodstock, and it was beautiful, and it sounded exactly the same. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up.
Well, I mean, we can't play the audio on the podcast anyway. Like, it's not copyrighted, but you can just say what happened.
Yeah, but he started ripping it, and that's when he mentioned the acid, because that's, when he took it.
So there was a point in the show
where he turned off all the lights.
He turned off the lights.
And everybody just like got silent, and they just like turned on all their cell phones, and they were just shining everywhere, and then the spotlights were going everywhere and pointing on the crowd, and people were just like going wild. And they were playing video montage, and then they were playing like the old announcements. It's like, this is Santana.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you just hear him start ripping on the guitar.
I wonder if the original voice guy that did that is still around. Or like, it's like the spirit of this guy, like coming back from the dead to announce this guy 50 years later at the same place. That's pretty cool.
I think they just took the audio from the video montage,
right,
because that's how they announced it when they were at Woodstock.
That's awesome. That's cool to feel. You actually got to like, in a way, almost time travel. Yeah, you got to like really kind of fly back 50 years through time and hear it, and him come to the actual stage to the original voiceover of saying, here comes Santana. That's amazing.
And it's really interesting where the stage for Bethel is, where they play the venue, is actually, it's on the original site of Woodstock, but it's not where the original stage is, believe it or not.
How far is it from the original?
Maybe like a football field away. It's down a hill, and it's like it's on like a rocky patch, and they like pointed out when they go on tours, it's like, this is where the original stage for Woodstock was.
I see.
And it's just like a huge hill behind you. So where the venue is where people were like all the way in the back. You can definitely not see the original stage, I'll tell you that. But you can hear the music. Music's booming.
So you couldn't see the stage?
I could see the stage for the venue that I was at.
Right.
But I'm talking about...
If they had it on the original stage, it blocked a lot of view from...
Yeah, you can't see it, but you can hear it.
Right.
You can just... When they say it's on the original site for Woodstock, there were almost 500,000 people at Woodstock.
Yeah, I think it was like 600 acres or something, that farm.
Yeah.
Yasgur's farm. So...
Yasgur's farm is like down the road, but this is kind of a part of it. They just expanded it all the way to Yasgur's farm, because they were doing tours for Yasgur farm. They were doing tours for Bethel. They opened up the gates extremely early for the venue. They usually only open it up like an hour before the show. But this time they opened it up at like 2 p.m, and they had food trucks and vendors.
Oh, that's cool.
And
food trucks, something they didn't have at the original Woodstock, that's for sure.
Yeah, they were making food out of garbage cans. But they also had like a tiny stage where they were playing live music all day long. So that was cool. Kind of
cool.
gave that vibe.
Yeah, that's cool. What was the closest you got to the stage? Were you trying to work your way close, or did you just plant in a spot and like that was where you're staying? Was it like Times Square? There was just no moving through that crowd at that point?
There were no good spots at all. Like I should have found a spot earlier, but I was just having so much fun walking around and eating and enjoying just like everything.
Taking it all in.
I was enjoying the energy. The energy was beautiful.
Oh man, I would have loved to feel that. Very cool.
It was awesome. Everybody was so nice. There were so many people like just randomly hugging you saying like, I love you, brother.
Wow.
Yeah. There were so many people that were like, you want to take a picture with me? It's like, I look like an actual hippie. I was there. It's like, I love you, brother. It's like...
Did you get pictures with hippies?
No, I didn't, but my friend Mike did.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my God. Hilarious.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Sounds like it, like... You know, it's one of those things where like it kept getting bumped off and like, is it even happening? They kept getting changed venues and stuff. I'm glad it actually sort of happened at the end.
That, what you're talking about, the Woodstock 50 that was going to happen somewhere in upstate New York, that is the one that was like always up in the air. But this one for Bethel was like always solid.
They knew it was happening.
Yeah, they were definitely doing something at Bethel because...
You have to. Yeah. For sure.
Why? It would be ridiculous.
Why not take that, why miss that opportunity?
Yeah.
And the other big performers, like the other days, I think Friday was like
Ringo Starr and the All-Star Band.
Oh,
that was what happened
Ringo.
On Friday, and that show happened. It was just pouring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody was telling me unless you were under the pavilion, like staying dry, you enjoyed the show. But if you were out on the lawn, you were kind of screwed.
Oh, you got soaked to see Ringo.
But like. Mudslide in Woodstock,
right,
baby.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to rekindle the mud kids, or whatever they're called, the mud children.
Yeah, Divine Intervention was trying to have a sense of humor this past weekend with all the rain.
Oh, man. Well, lucky you went on the right day, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it was raining, but I enjoyed it. It was just sporadic.
You got into the vibe of it, and like I'm sure everyone's body heat was just keeping everyone warm anyway, with that many people in one space, right? Was there like smoke coming off the crowd just besides the pot smoke? Like just the human heat coming off the crowd. Oh, it was hot out that night too, right?
No, I was freezing.
Oh, really?
I was absolutely freezing because it wasn't warm rain. It was freezing rain.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was cold. But, besides for like the CBD smoke, there was a lot of Juul smoke.
Right. Oh, wow. Really? A lot of vapes and a lot of like cigarettes and stuff?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was wild.
Nobody's policing that place. Forget it.
What's wild? They say, yeah, you have to smoke in these designated areas. And there are security guards walking throughout the field, like in between people to like, police them. Mm-hmm. They weren't doing shit.
No.
They were just walking around. It's like, yeah, man, me too.
The cops have like a joint tagged behind their ear. Like,
oh my God.
They're getting hooked up by everyone. They're like the little like bullet holsters are just joints all over their belt or whatever.
But if you've ever been to a Bethel concert, if you ever go to a Bethel concert, unless it's a person who originally played at Woodstock or a country artist, people get wasted.
Wow.
Like dancing around, falling on their face, just screaming,
completely shit faced. They serve alcohol there, so they're right.
They serve alcohol. I guess they stopped serving alcohol like an hour before the show, but people tailgate hours before.
You can bring alcohol to the parking lot, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So people just get ripped in the parking lot.
Yeah, people are playing a whole bunch of games like in the parking lot.
But they were playing games in the parking lot. And
yeah, people do that all the time, like at any concert. So I wasn't there to tailgate for Woodstock because I took a bus.
Right.
Because the traffic was wild. But the traffic was also crazy last night when I was trying to go to a movie and I had to take back roads to get to the movies.
Because the show was still going on, right?
Yeah.
Like John Fogerty or something?
Yeah, John Fogerty happened, but I bet a whole bunch of people left early to try and beat traffic, but there was going to be traffic either way.
It was just tons of people.
Wild. 17 was packed.
Did they say how many people might have attended?
They said that the expected amount was over 200,000.
What? Wow.
They shut down the road, and the only way that you could get to the concert or to Bethel is if you had a travel pass.
Wow.
You had to buy a travel pass for this past weekend
Oh,
because
wow.
they shut down 17B to make sure like everything was safe.
Unless you
and
had
they
that
could control
pass.
it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that was like an extra fee. And, you know, it was weird. I had friends who were going to Ringo Starr, but they bought their tickets off of Ticketmaster from like a re-verified seller, you know.
Like a StubHub type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't include the travel pass. So they were just like,
fuck.
oh my God, how am I going to get to the concert? And I'm like, take the bus. Duh. I'm like, the bus is only $12 a person.
Well, how'd you get on? Where was the bus?
The bus is at the new casino, and then it's also at the old casino that's like maybe 15 minutes away from Bethel.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's really convenient. They have it like they were running buses all day for that weekend.
I love when people think ahead with that, and they know people are going to go there and get fucked up. Yeah, exactly.
That's me. I think ahead. I mean, I was the DD, but like we really didn't drink. We were just enjoying the concert so much. We didn't want to be trashed for that.
Right. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got to be a part of it because, you know, you weren't born for the first 25-year one.
I know.
Awesome. Well, maybe you'll go to the next one, the next 25.
Definitely will. I don't know if Santana will be around, but
That's true. Oh, sad.
zoinks.
Well, thanks for coming on, Danny. And next time we talk to you, we'll do more like fitness stuff and maybe have some big hulking athlete in here to talk about their CBD and fitness regimen. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope so.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on.
All right, bye, gang.
The gang's all here. The CBD gang.
All right, so we're back. We're doing another episode of news, but this time we're going to do like CBD celebrity gossip, celebrity news, because we haven't really done anything like that. But there's a lot of stories of celebrities using CBD that have slipped through the cracks. And I've got Tasha in the studio.
Hey, gang.
Tasha's back, and we're gonna talk some celebrities and CBD because it's out there, it's spreading. You know, like CBD is becoming so mainstream now. Like it's basically an answer on Wait, Don't Tell Me, and certain NPR shows are even using CBD as punchlines. I think Jeopardy probably made it a punchline already, or a question. Like Jeopardy made it an answer for a question, or whatever a question for an answer. I don't know how Jeopardy like has reverse. You know, you kind of answer in the form of a question.
Yes. And you have to answer in a specific way.
Right. Like what is or who is kind of thing.
I would never be able to remember to do that if I was on
No,
the show.
I'm so conditioned from like playing Jeopardy, just watching along on TV, that like sometimes if I'm just doing like a bar trivia or something, I'll have to stop myself from answering in the form of a question.
Yeah, I feel like if I was on the show, I would just hit the buzzer and I'd be like, Blue's Clues. The answer is Blue's Clues. I would be like, what is Blue's Clues?
Yeah, I think they'd flag you for that. You'd be fucked. You'd have to, they'd give it to the next person who buzzed in.
I wouldn't do so well.
You
on
just
that
sit
show.
there with a sad face, like I had the answer, just didn't do it right. So let's bust right into this. Like, I think we should probably start at the top because as far as social media influencers and celebrities go, there's really only one person out there that breaks the internet.
Oh, I'm curious as to who that is in your eyes.
I mean, it's in everybody's eyes. Who is the first internet celebrity that you know of that quote unquote broke the internet?
Oh, that broke the internet. I don't know.
There's one celebrity that it's like giving you a hint. She broke the internet with the cover of a magazine that had her squirting champagne up over her head and catching it in a glass on her butt.
Yeah, no, I know who that is. That is the lovely Kim Kardashian.
So yeah, exactly. So Kim Kardashian, our first story. This is from a little while ago. Let me see. This is a while ago. I screen grabbed a bunch of frames from an article from BuzzFeed. So when Kim Kardashian had her 4th baby shower. Did you know she's having like 4 kids with Kanye now?
I just had to Google that today because I didn't know that she was past 2. I thought that she only had the 2 children, but apparently she popped out a whole nother one.
Well, it's funny. It's not even her popping it out. It was a surrogate. So, like, do you remember when Phoebe from Friends had, like, the character Phoebe on Friends had like 3 babies? And like, basically that's what it is. She had a surrogate mom, like grow the fertilized egg inside her and give birth to this 4th baby, so she doesn't have to ruin her body anymore.
Wow.
But I think she probably did it for medical reasons and also not ruining your body. But yeah, I don't know exactly why she did it that way. I'm not gonna allegedly it was because she had issues giving birth more than once or twice by herself. So she had this 4th baby shower, which already sounds kind of crazy to have all of your friends buy gifts for your 4th baby. Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, after like 3, come on.
Like, you're really putting your friends out. Not that her and Kanye's friends are hard up for cash
No.
to be able to buy a crib or whatever this kid needs. I don't think that they need anyone buying gifts for them, really. Like, why would you at that point when you're that phenomenally wealthy, especially as a power couple like them? But she had a 4th baby shower, and let me read her tweet. These girls get paid millions of dollars for tweets.
Yeah, they sure do. Some of them are crazy.
All right, so here's what it says. Yesterday I had my CBD baby shower. Thank you to everyone who celebrated baby number 4 with us. It was perfect.
Okay. So what did she do?
All right, so let's see. There's pictures. This is from BuzzFeed. There was pictures. It says, we made CBD everything. And there's just pictures of lots of like tables. You can find this online, where they had tons of different tinctures, and they had flour, and they even had like live flour to make special flower arrangements, it says.
Okay.
They did, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. They did a group sound bath together.
No, what is that?
A sound bath is a very new agey thing. Someone who's leading the sound bath will come and play these like bowls. They'll like have these like it's sort of like a stick that resonates the bowl at a certain frequency. So they'll like play the different sized bowls, and it'll create this like sound that sort of waves over the audience and like cleanses you sound like sonically or something.
Must be what those rich people do.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more of an LA thing than a New York thing as of yet, but it'll probably get here. And especially if you're doing CBD baby showers, and if Kim Kardashian's leading the way of how to throw a CBD baby shower and sound bathing is part of it, there might be some jobs open for sound bathers in New York.
Hey, you gotta make money, right?
Right. All right. So it showed a picture of Christy Teigen was enjoying the sound bath. It's a lot of celebrities hanging out and ushering in this new little Kim and Kanye baby with CBD.
That's definitely a different style of a baby shower, but I'm on it. I can dig it.
Yeah, it's funny, when I first saw the videos of this, I was like, man, she's really looks good for her 4th baby. And it's like, no, that's why the surrogate thing. I had to read deeper. It says, okay, she wrote, I thought it was kind of ridiculous to have a 4th baby shower, but I thought, I'm freaking the fuck out about having a 4th kid, Kim told her guests. This was like a quote from her talking while she was introducing the CBD. She concluded, so everyone have a puff or put on some oil. There's just like tons of CBD oil. Oh, and it says, okay, here we go. This is the last frame of this. It says, someone posted, Kim Kardashian was not kidding when she said her baby shower theme was CBD. Feeling so zen right now. I don't know who posted that, but there's a picture of what's in the goodie bag. Look at this. I'll pass it over and take a look. I think I counted them up. There's like 27 CBD products.
You know what? It is very cool that she is now spreading the CBD word by having the most elite people at her baby shower.
Seriously, right?
That I like. I'm not personally a fan of Kim Kardashian, but I do like that she is helping to spread the world.
Spread the world.
Yeah, spread the world.
Spreading it to the world. Wow, no kidding.
But definitely spreading the word on CBD.
Yeah, really. And making it something that's not so scary.
Yeah, I agree. I'm curious as to if she was physically carrying her baby, if she would still throw the same party. Because in my opinion, I don't really see CBD having negative influences on a pregnant woman, but I don't know what studies say, if there even are studies.
Right. We'll have to look deeper into that one episode and get into like if you are pregnant. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be something that really would harm your baby.
No, I wouldn't think so personally.
I'm not sure though. Like I want to talk to a doctor about that, or talk to someone who's involved with maternity, and like maybe talk to midwives and things like that, and see exactly what CBD does as far as if it helps. I'm sure it would help like a lot of women who are carrying baby weight, and they're not used to their bodies stretching out like that and stuff. It's like rub some CBD on the balm on those parts, and like, kind of relaxed, like especially like with your back being hurting, and
and your boobs, rub them on your boobs, your nipples.
Exactly. Get those nipples all CBD'd up and see what happens.
But yeah, I do. I really wonder, especially because people that have morning sickness and all of the other aches that you have during pregnancy, I wonder, if that's beneficial and if it is safe to use.
Well, Tasha, this is all good stuff. We're going to have to put a pin in this whole idea, and we'll revisit it in a future episode, and maybe make a whole episode about it.
That would be very cool.
Cool. Did you have a story, Tasha, that you wanted to talk about?
No, not too much a story. Just some celebrities that I had noticed that were using CBD.
All right, cool. Shoot some celebrities at me and let's talk about it.
Okay, so obviously we have the infamous Mike Tyson. He is probably the number one user.
Oh my God, I was watching so much Mike Tyson stuff over the weekend. Like Mike Tyson on Joe Rogan he was talking about DMT and like smoking the toad.
Yes.
Have you ever seen any of that stuff?
No, I did not see it, but I read that he smoked a toad and that had similar effects to using DMT.
Yeah, like there's a toad venom that has DMT in it, which is like the super psychedelic chemical that's in ayahuasca, like an LSD times 10, like super skyrocket you to another dimension. If you ever want a fun rabbit hole of YouTube viewing, just type like my DMT experience into YouTube, and like, wow, you'll watch some crazy shit. These people's stories are nuts. But Tyson had a really crazy story, and like it kind of changed his whole perspective on life. And he said to Joe Rogan that if he would have taken it when he was in his boxing years, he might have just given up fighting, because it changed his view on reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? That's awesome, though, to also be able to take something, I guess no matter where you're getting it from, whether it be smoking a scorpion or smoking a toad or whatever you're doing with the toad.
Again, we don't recommend doing any of these things.
No, do not do it.
You can't pick up scorpion or toad venom at any CBD source. That's for sure.
Nope, not yet. No. I don't think in the future either. But
Right.
I think it's very cool that, these people take these psychedelics and it changes their whole aspect on life. I think that's very cool. Not condoning it, but I
Right.
think it is very cool for them to have like a little system reboot. And if that's what tickles his fancy, then tickle away.
And also, I love that he's converted this, like, yeah, you have super psychedelic experiences sometimes in your life, but then THC and CBD are more of your like weekend or go to everyday whatever you want to use it type of like, I'm going to get in touch with my inner consciousness. I'm going to relax. I'm going to zen out. Like, you're not going to be smoking the toad every fucking day.
No.
That's gonna fuck you up. But like, you can relax with some natural, herbal remedies on your own. And Tyson is all about that. I was reading a little bit about like I was reading more about their ranch, because I can't wait to fucking go there.
Oh, me too. This really has to happen. We really have to go.
All right, next story.
Okay.
So we talked.
Oh, wait. One more thing on Mike Tyson before we get off the subject.
We're gonna keep talking about Mike Tyson until Mike Tyson gets us on Hotbox.
Okay. The one last thing that I thought was very cute and comical is that he has released a CBD beverage. It is 10 milligrams of CBD. It is a flavored water. And would you like to take a guess at what he named it? Because he plays on his list.
Right, I did hear about this, but I can't remember.
He calls it Dwink. It's Dwink. There will be no confusion. It is the only time he will say drink, and it will be right. It is Dwink. I need a Dwink, please. Can I please have a CBD Dwink? I'm very parched.
Yeah, I think one of the things I saw with Jimmy Kimmel, it just said underneath it like Jimmy Kimmel loves Dwink. Couldn't stop having that Dwink.
I just can't stop dwinking. I don't know why. This Dwink is so good.
It's so on brand. I love that.
It is. It's perfect. And you know what?
Perfect.
He is just he knows he's got his lisp, and he's going for it.
Mike, give us someone in Mike's press pool. Give us a call 1-833 CBD gang. I want to talk to you, man. I think you're the champ. You're the best. So give us a buzz. All right, next story.
Got it.
So we talked about the girl who broke the internet the first time, but what about her sister?
Ooh, which one?
Kylie Jenner?
Oh yeah, she's probably next in line as an internet breaker.
She really is, right? And
Yeah.
she doesn't even have the Kardashian name. She's like the Bruce Jenner name.
Yeah.
But this came out this week, Tuesday, the 13th. This is on CNN.com. Okay, this is a CNN article, but I think they got it from Forbes. Kylie Jenner's promoting CBD-laced Happy Tea. It's everything Kylie Jenner touches turns to gold, says CNN.
Kind of true.
The latest product to earn her Instagram seal of approval is Happy Tea, a CBD-laced drink that promises to relieve anxiety and promote mental health. That's some claims right there.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking that. I'm very glad that you got to say that first because...
All right, let's see. The social media star and cosmetics entrepreneur shouted out the tea brand in her Instagram story this week, which means, it's in her story. It wasn't even on her page, right?
Ooh, secret.
Must cost less. Like $1 million for the page mention. What, 500,000 for the story? I don't know what how much difference there are in price range. Seriously, they get paid in millions. No joke.
It's so crazy
for one story or one shout out. Let's see. Happy Tea is a product of Fit Tea, one of the many Tea-Tox products that has enjoyed widespread Instagram fame thanks to endorsements from the Kardashians, Cardi B, and other highly influential spandex-clad Instagram baddies.
Oh goodness! And what's the name again of the tea?
It's called Happy Tea.
Happy Tea. I'm surprised they did not do a play on words and try to incorporate a K in there. I don't even know.
It's not her actual brand. It's just a brand that she's being paid to endorse.
Oh, okay.
However, these detox teas, quote unquote detox teas, have come under scrutiny from health professionals. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration does not regulate the ingredients in diet supplements, such as detox teas, which is a big concern for doctors because some of the popular ingredients like Garcinia cambogia, how do you say that?
Beats me.
Garnica cambogia. I don't know how to say these words.
Maybe Siri will know.
Yeah. Try Siri. You have Siri next to you?
I do not have Siri.
Let me try. I don't use Siri, so I use Google.
Oh, I live in the Android world, so.
Me too. Let's give it a shot. I'm going to pull it up to the mic here. Okay, Google. All right, hold on. I got to get it off Bluetooth. Got to let her talk to the mic, talk to the people. Yeah, I'm all about Google and Echo and all that shit. But I call her Alexa at home. Okay, Google. How do you say Garcinia cambogia?
Here is some information for how to take Garcinia cambogia.
Holy shit, I nailed it.
Yeah, you did. I was very surprised.
Garcinia cambogia and valerian root can have some serious side effects. Nutrition experts say teas are essentially a bunch of herbs. This is the response to that Tea-Tox fad. I never even heard of this Tea-Tox fad.
No, we're not rich enough, Cole. Don't fool yourself. We can't afford to take Tea-Tox blends.
Shit, man. Where's my T-Tox fad? I missed out. The T-Tox fad has led to some celebrities and influencers to actively campaign against quote-unquote poop teas,
Okay.
which are teas that make you poop, and their legion of contrapposto-posing, tumbler-clutching endorsers. Oh, an odd sentence. So, yeah. Happy Tea purports to contain 10 milligrams of natural hemp extract, which is another name for cannabidiol, the non-psychoactive ingredient in hemp and marijuana. Although they're not selling the marijuana version, right? Here? Not here, at least.
No.
Let's see. A release from the company says the drinks can help alleviate stress, decrease anxiety, and minimize inflammation.
Yeah, I can't wait for New York to be on board with the recreational marijuana. And honestly, I feel that way just so that people can mix their THC and CBD and get the best results, in my opinion.
Seriously.
That's just the one thing that I want, for the people that want to go and they just want to be able to smoke and not have to deal with the law. I get that too. But I think that the elderly people, to give them just a little microdose of THC will help them, to the point where they're not feeling like they're stoned. But it's just relieving their pain or whatever ailment they have. And I think that having the THC and the CBD together in a ratio that's higher in the CBD part of it, I just think that that's very beneficial.
So much. Every doctor or advocate that I talk to that deals with people who have epilepsy or cancer, things like that, especially cancer and like childhood cancer, things like that, they talk about a 1-to-1, like exact same amount of CBD as THC as being like the ultimate dose for health in that way. I like 4-to-1 myself, like 4 parts CBD, 1 part THC.
Okay.
For me, that makes me fucking creative as hell. But like, what we're giving right now, I mean, what we can legally sell in New York is like what, 30-to-1?
Yeah.
40-to-1, 100-to-1?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you.
It's such a small amount of THC to CBD that you're really not getting any of those benefits that when they work together, they're like a fucking wrecking crew of like goodness. You know what I mean? So it's like you're taking away one of the strongest elements that they counteract each other in a way when they're working together. They work together in a great way. When you just have the one, it's like you're making the fucking CBD pull all the heavy lifting. You're making it do all the work. And there's a lot of stuff that like when it's a 2-man team, it's kind of like watching 2 really talented jugglers do a crazy thing together, like a bit together when they're juggling chainsaws back and forth and shit. It's just much more effective and impressive when you've got both parts of the organization pulling their weight.
Yes.
So we're making CBD do a lot of the heavy lifting, and that's legally what we can do right now.
Yeah.
If you are, like I've said this in previous episodes, if you are going through something and you're really sick and you need the 1-to-1, or you need like even more THC than CBD, and you're in a state that has a medical card, which I think is 33 states now.
Wow, fast growing.
If you're in New York or Pennsylvania, get your medical card, go to a dispensary, get that THC. I would say CBD at a dispensary costs a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that, but like CBD at a dispensary is like insanely expensive. Go to a CBD source and get the CBD side. Go to one of our stores, get the CBD, go to a dispensary, get the THC. If you're going to do like, obviously I'm not a medical professional. Again, I can't recommend like what you're going to dose yourself or any of that stuff. But like personally, I like a 4-to-1, 4 parts CBD, 1 part THC. A lot of doctors have said 1-to-1 on like, treating yourself as far as like, other ailments. So I don't know. I think CBD and the entourage effect with small amounts of THC can do great stuff. So like if we do sell a lot of full spectrum CBD products that have all the different cannabinoids in it, including THC in very small doses, the legal limit for the country, not, being FDA approved yet, THC wise. But yeah, if you definitely are like seriously taking this as a serious medicine and you have an ailment or something that's on the list in your state of ailments that are valid reasons to get a medical marijuana card, by all means, I say go for it. Get it. Like get it and take advantage of what the full potential of what these cannabinoids can do for you. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's stabbing ourselves in the foot. I don't know what the word for it. Because we're sending people to a dispensary for one thing, but like CBD is very fucking expensive at a dispensary. So I would say if you're gonna do the maximum like positive results you can possibly want, and you have that medical card, hit up the dispensary for the THC, go to a CBD source for the CBD, and you'll be good to go.
Some customers actually go over to the dispensary, they pick up their THC cartridges, and then they go and they shop with us at our CBD source locations, and they buy the pens from us that are so much cheaper than at the dispensary. So definitely get your
the battery pen that the cartridge goes into.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. I have a bunch of pens now, but I will get the medical cartridges, and then you can interchange the cartridges on those pens. So like I can put a CBD pen, like I'll have the same pen. I have like the exact same pen, and one will be rocking out with THC, and the other one I can rock out with like right now I've got Fusion CBD on one, and I've got a THC on the other.
Okay.
So you're basically, if I'm going 4 hits on a CBD and 1 hit on a THC, I'm getting my 4-to-1 that way. And I get the CBD through the CBD source, and I get the other one through a dispensary. We have to travel to get to a dispensary here, unless we have a medical card. We in New York have to actually get in a fucking car or a plane and go somewhere. This is how ridiculous it is, because it's all the same stupid country. Like we'd have to go to Washington D.C. or to Massachusetts or something to legally go into a dispensary and buy something that people who live in that state can just walk in any fucking time of day and buy it. It's pretty sad that here in New York there are dispensaries, but like you can't just go in there and buy.
No, and you know what? Another thing I read too is that a lot of New Yorkers are actually taking the drive and going down to Massachusetts and shopping at their recreational dispensaries.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's so bizarre. All right, next story.
Who do we got now?
Before we wrap on that Kylie story,
Yeah.
they're taking this tea to get the non-psychoactive properties of hemp, right? But the other teas in that like same brand are detox teas, poop teas, like it says. It's so strange. I don't know why, but this whole week there's been a like in the little kitchenette, there's been this box of Jelly Bellies.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
I don't know who like did some deal with Jelly Bellies or what happened with Jelly Bellies, but this box has been refilling itself.
Yes, and I don't know who it is, but it is replenishing itself. We are getting new flavors.
I have tried every type of friggin' Jelly Belly this week, and every kind. They've got every kind has been showing
Star
up.
Wars, Frozen, Trolls. We have the OG Jelly Bellies.
Like ones for kids, ones that are sour, ones that have like Jelly Belly worms. I didn't even know that existed. Champagne flavored Jelly Bellies.
Oh, yeah.
There are like 3 types of Star Wars Jelly Bellies.
Apparently, the champagne ones went very fast. I don't know who's dropping them off into the bin, like we said, but apparently somebody else has been observing it and said that there was a lot of bags of the champagne ones, and then on Friday there was only 1. So somebody likes those
Someone
champagne
really
ones.
went deep on the champagne. You're not going to get drunk on Jelly Bellies.
Nope, sorry, try again.
if you're the lame ass that's toasting with Jelly Bellies instead of actual champagne. Hey guys, I splurged $2.48. $2.48. I got the Jelly Belly champagne. Fuck the real champagne.
Right? Gotta do what you gotta do on work hours.
Exactly. But so one of the things I made a big mistake. I was working late cutting an episode last week, and the Jelly Bellies were there, and I was hungry. And I've been trying to eat healthy the last couple weeks. I'm trying to get this cannabis diet thing going. I'm trying to get I haven't started going to the gym yet, but I'm I'm working on at least starting to change my diet to be a little healthier. I've been eating a lot of salads. Let's put it that way.
Very good. Baby steps.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of poop teas,
Okay.
what you do not want to do is buy and consume all in one sitting, I would say. I don't know if you can eat like 3 or 4 and be okay, but Jelly Belly makes a Jelly Belly flavor with Splenda instead of sugar.
Okay.
It turns your insides into liquid.
Oh.
I am not kidding. Like you're spending $50 on a poop tea, $2.48. Get these Splenda Jelly Bellies.
And you know what? You'll enjoy it going in.
You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it for the 5 minutes it takes you to eat the bag. But prepare for the next 2 days to have a clean trail from wherever you are to a bathroom at all times.
Oh my goodness.
You are not going to be able to keep anything solid. It pulls a magic trick in your body and like instantly can transform solid matter into liquid. It's like a miracle.
And your butthole.
Horrible miracle.
Oh, sorry.
Where you going with this?
I was just going to say, and your butthole into a faucet.
That's true.
So what was that flavor?
It's Splenda. Like whatever one is made with Splenda, there's still some there. If you're like in the mood right now to
to get
have
diarrhea.
a high colonic, yeah. If you want to completely clean your insides out, just munch down that bag before you leave today, and I would say wait till you get home, so you don't shit yourself on the ride, because man, there was something years ago where like I think it was chips or something, like certain chips companies made used this like certain type of it was like a fat substitute. I think it was called like Olestra or something weird like that. And it had a very similar effect on people.
Oh, God.
This I did not realize this would happen with these fucking Jelly Bellies, but man, wow, tore the ass out of me for like 2 days. The poop tea of jelly beans is the Splenda Jelly Belly. Just putting it out there.
You know, we'll just wrap it up with this. I'm so grateful that you told me that, because I have a prank now on the trickster that we work with, John. I am totally going to trick him into eating them, because he plays tricks on me all day long. So thank you.
Well, there you go. How are you going to trick him into eating a whole bag of them?
Oh, you ate the whole bag. Okay.
It's not a very big bag. I mean, I mean, they're all these little bags. Like, I don't even know how much is in there.
I don't know.
It was late. I had been up since 3 a.m. editing. It was like the end of the day. It's 6 p.m. or something. And I've been editing all day. And I just was hungry as hell. And I was just like, well, these are Splenda, so they're not as bad.
Yeah, you would think.
I'm not eating like solid sugar balls here. You know, like there's something, it's like, but man, ugh.
Yeah, you know what? Our vape guru, Anthony, is a little too nice for me to play that prank on him. But it did cross my mind.
Maybe you can have like 2 bags of Jelly Bellies and not show him that it's a Splenda one. And like you have one in front of you and you're like, let's go shot for shot on these Jelly Bellies.
Yeah. I'll make him and John go shot for shot. And then I'll get them both with it.
Whenever I hear about like celebrities that are pranksters, like George Clooney and whatnot, it's just like, why are you such a dick?
Right?
Like no one working with you wants to be pranked. That's not fun. Like you're getting off on their discomfort.
Yeah,
you know?
pretty.
Speaking of Jelly Bellies, just off topic, but the guy who invented Jelly Bellies, did you hear this? I think we talked about it on the show once. Before we even launched this podcast, the man who created Jelly Bellies, his assistant contacted me like when the show was just like, I don't even think the first episode was up yet, that he was coming out with a Jelly Belly type of jelly bean with CBD.
That's smart.
Like, I think he broke away from Jelly Belly years ago and he's his own thing now, but he made a CBD jelly bean.
That is very
I think it's the
cool.
only one on the market. I'm not sure, but yeah, they wanted it to be a guest and everything, and I was like, hell yeah, man, let's do it. And then he just like vanished off the face of the earth. So we're doing a foodie episode sometime in the next month. Like we've got a lot of stuff lined up for that. We did some great interviews. Hopefully, if you're listening, man who started Jelly Belly, now that we've talked the shit out of a product that you created and used to work for. And we've also talked about the poop side effects of the Splenda version. Maybe that wasn't so good to talk about. Maybe he's pissed off at the company because he doesn't work there anymore, so he doesn't really mind. But yeah, dude, get in touch with me because I want to be able to talk about I want to taste them for one, and talk about some CBD jelly beans made by the guy who created Jelly Belly. So give us a call, 1-833-CBD-GANG. That's 1-833-223-4264. Next story. That was a little gross, I guess. But
Yeah.
we've been talking about gross shit. So here's another interesting story. Jay-Z entering the weed business as a brand strategist. Did you hear about that?
I did not, but it's about time he becomes a legal drug dealer.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, all right, so this article's from, let's see. This article's from page 6. It says, Jay-Z is getting back in the drug business, legally this time. Just like what you said, like you could be writing this article. The billionaire musician who raps about his days dealing crack cocaine on the streets of Brooklyn is entering the cannabis industry as a strategist for a California weed dispensary. That's pretty cool.
It is very cool. It kind of sucks that they had to go about it in such a way. Say, oh, he used to sell crack, but now he's making moves.
Well, yeah, why would they do that?
You know what?
What a dick way to play that. Like, oh, he's a billionaire and he sold crack.
Yeah, look down on him.
Let's blow over the billionaire part. The first rapper to ever make $1 billion
and be just super successful. I mean, look at his wife. Come on, but you got to be hung up over the fact that he sold a little crack to get him where he is now.
Exactly. It's like, man, dwell on the fucking crack. Let's see how many times they mention crack in this article.
Anyways, go back to the positive article.
Right. He says, we want to create something amazing and have fun in the process.
TheCBDGang.com, the official subreddit for fans of the CBD Source podcast. Questions, answers, CBD gangsters, at Karma, at sweet Karma.
Speaking of something fun, have you been to our Reddit page? Little side note here, we have a subreddit. Do you know what the subreddit is, Tosh?
Oh, you're testing my memory now.
TheCBDGang.com.
TheCBDGang.com.
TheCBDGang.com. It's our Reddit page. It's our subreddit. You can also get there if you use Reddit. Just go straight to r/the letter R. That's how subreddits work. r/CBDGang. It'll take you right to our Reddit page.
The CBD Source podcast resumes now.
I live in New Paltz, and you live close to here, though, right? You're in Sullivan County?
Yes, 15 minutes down the road.
I don't know if any of you guys know anything about upstate New York, but Sullivan County is the county where the original Woodstock happened 50 years ago, like this weekend, right?
Yeah.
And so Bethel Woods is not far from here, which is where... Do you remember what the name of the guy who owned the farm? What was it?
Andy Yates? No, something Yates. No, Yaz.
So yeah, I live close to Woodstock, but the actual Woodstock event, Max Yasker's farm here in Bethel in Sullivan County. So it's not far from where our studio is for the CBD Source podcast. And all the signs on the highway coming down here were like, this weekend it's going to be traffic backed up, the Woodstock 50th anniversary event, blah, 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 all this stuff. And so I guess Santana was playing there over the weekend, and the Doobie Brothers, and Ringo Starr and his band. It was really not the lineup of Woodstock you would expect. It was like, Santana played the original Woodstock. That's about it. I think the other guys, I don't know if the other guys did. No. I know the Beatles didn't, so Ringo would be new to that. But Ringo is like the also ran of the Beatles. I love the guy and everything, but when John Lennon was asked, is Ringo Starr the best drummer in the world?
Oh God, what did he say?
He said he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Oh my goodness, what a low blow. Wow, what a dig. Tell me how you really feel.
It's such a good quote. And funnier in John Lennon's British accent. But
Would you like to know a fun fact about me? My mother was actually, what I'd say, probably 7 to 8 months pregnant with me, and she was at one of the Woodstock reunions. And
the 25th reunion?
I think it was the 25th. I was born in October of 1994, and I'm sure she was probably there over the summer, so I'd probably say 6 to 7 months pregnant. And sure enough, thank goodness she had good friends and family that had looked out for her and got her to safety while my dad was out tripping on an acid trip. But yeah, so I was there.
How many months was she pregnant?
I would say probably like 7 or 8, right? Because if I was born in October, that would be the 9th month.
Right, that would be like 2 months from now.
Yeah, I figured that much.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was enjoying it way back then.
Holy shit,
in the
you
womb.
were soaking in that 90s Woodstock. The 90s Woodstock was like the mud children. We watched that, like, my parents, like I said, hippies to the core. And they what's funny is, like, even though my dad drew for High Times and now they both own this like giant dabber company, Mystic Timber, like they still don't admit that they're hippies, even though you can't get more hippie than them. But we rented there was a pay-per-view version of Woodstock back then where you like paid for all the days.
Oh, goodness.
It was like $120 or something. Like it was a big deal. And I remember like we had a VCR setup that was just taping around the clock. Like for some reason, like we're going to go back and watch these VHS tapes of Woodstock or something, like as if that really would ever happen. But yeah, I remember watching that at home like it was a real event that we were really psyched about.
Like gather around together.
Seriously, we all like the one TV was the dedicated TV for Woodstock, and like we were it was on around as long as they were showing it, we had it on and we're throwing new VHS tapes in to record it. But like, and it's so funny. It's like a weird part of my childhood that now with the 50th, this was like a non-event, really, right? Like it really didn't. There was not much to it. Like it was kind of like a series of unfortunate errors that like it started off. It was going to be like this big thing, and there was like going to be 2 Woodstocks. Do you remember the whole story?
Oh yes, well, the last thing that I heard was that they had to have it down in Maryland because they couldn't get a license to do it here.
Right,
something.
like they were going to do it in Wappingers Falls or something, which is like hours away from the original site. They wanted to do it at Bethel Woods, which is like the original site. Like they basically, Yasgur's farm was a farm, and then after the event, everyone was like wanting to come and get their Woodstock moment, and so they built that awesome stadium there where like there's live music there like year round at Bethel Woods, they call it, and there's also like a Woodstock museum there and stuff. This is all like 30 minutes from here. It's all right around the corner from us.
Have you been?
I have not. I have not.
Oh my goodness.
My girlfriend had like season passes at Bethel Woods, several years ago, but I've never actually even been to a show there.
Oh wow. I think it was only one show that I went to, but I remember in high school I actually took a class. It was called History of Rock and Roll. And for that class, we took a trip down to the Bethel Museum or the Woodstock Museum, and that was very cool. And I think the only concert that I ever went to there was a Kid Rock concert, and that was that was pretty cool. That was very cool.
That's funny. That's more Woodstock 94 than the original Woodstock for sure, but that's funny. We should totally like get in touch with the people at the Woodstock Museum and like head over there and do a photo shoot smoking some like CB doobies.
Yeah, that would
in
be
that
cool.
hippie bus they have. They've got like a really authentic hippie bus.
Yeah, they do. Oh, that place is it's so cool. It is so hippie. Like is hippie almost a degrading term nowadays to older generations like your parents?
I don't know. I mean, they didn't give themselves that name. That was like, I think Time Magazine came up with that or something.
Yeah, and it just stuck and
yeah. I mean, a lot of people now, like younger people, like to say that they're hippies too.
I don't think they know the definition of like hippies. The times were just so different then. You weren't on your phone. You were just floating through life, just traveling in your hippie van wherever you wanted to go.
There's been I'll tell you one thing, with Woodstock happening this past weekend, there's been a lot more hippie vans, a lot more weed man vans in this area than I've ever seen. So I think that like the slow migration of hippies were coming over the last week. Like I left early on Friday and I stopped at that outpost and there was a true Volkswagen hippie van with a million stickers on it parked. I wanted to take a picture with the guys, and it had a big sticker that said Woodstock or bust on the side. I thought it was dope. And then today, just driving in here, I saw like 3 Volkswagen vans heading the opposite direction on 17. So I think that definitely people stayed for the weekend, and like probably maybe they stayed at the casino over in Monticello or whatever.
Maybe.
And like just on Monday, they're like, all right, time to head back to reality and like, pack up the fucking Volkswagen bus. Let's go. And then, you know, I seriously saw 3 Volkswagen buses on that road. That's a very rare thing to see that many.
Yeah, no, definitely. Our county definitely does bring in some weird stragglers, though, I'll tell you that much. I actually went to a Burger King one time, and there was this hippy-dippy gypsy van that was there, and a guy actually popped out and he made me a necklace. It was very cool. The only thing negative that I had to say about the experience in chatting with him is that this guy definitely was on some DMT or something, because he was talking in next level words that I didn't even understand. I mean, he was talking about the atoms in the body and everything that makes us who we are, and just very confusing, almost like physic category types of information he was telling me, and I just couldn't even be on the same wavelength as him.
Sounds
but
like
anyways, for $10 he...
Or shrooms.
Yeah, right? Actually, no, he did say that he had them in the van. That is very true. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, but it was very cool. He made me this beautiful
We cracked
necklace.
the fucking case.
Yeah, right?
I'm making you a necklace out of like patchouli oil that I have reduced down to solid matter.
And just the only thing that I didn't like was that he just smelled like he hadn't taken a shower, and none of them wore shoes.
Well, those vans don't really come equipped with showers, so
No.
you got to build your own if you want to. You know, that's more of a yuppie version of a hippie van. Like that's glamping.
Yeah, but it's cool though, because I do follow them on Instagram, so I do get to see where they go, and they haven't been to this area in the last like 2 years.
Who? The patchouli hippie that gave you the beads?
Yeah. No, I wish that I could remember exactly.
Dude, if you're friends with him on Instagram, we got to meet this guy. We got to meet a true weed man van person and like talk to him, because I'm on the search for actual weed man van people, like, and stories. Listen, if you at home, like, we've all had an experience with a weed man, and they all have different faces and different names. They all have a van. Well, sometimes it's not a van, but the vans may look different, but they all are technically like a van. There's a weed man and a weed man van. And this is many people talk about weed as a gateway drug. The weed man and the weed man van is the gateway to your first experience smoking weed. Like, things are changing now where, like, say someone might have just given you a vape pen as like, or, you know, like teenagers or young adults might be getting introduced to THC in different ways. But throughout history, like through the hippie times, through like the 90s and the 2000s, people who have their first weed experience, like smoking a J or someone's got a bong, it's a weed man. And I want to hear your weed man van experience. If you've got a cool first time you smoked weed story, and you can say it in 3 minutes or less, give us a call, 1-833-CBD-GANG. That's 1-833-223-4264. I want to hear your weed man van story, and we'll play it on the air. I want to start making a bank of weed man van stories. Seriously, I want to hear like legit, this is the name of the weed man. Like, if he's still selling weed, don't use his real name. Use a fake one that's similar. Yeah. But like, if this is someone who's like long since retired or like is a legend and doesn't mind, you know, people knowing his weird, like, you know, weird ass name that a lot of like these guys who have been like selling weed and that's their only career for, you know, since the 70s. Like, I want to hear these stories because they're going away. Like, it's going to be the last generations, especially like in the next couple years when weed becomes legal, like fully legal, federally legal, like adult legal everywhere in the country. These weed ban stories are going to just vanish, you know, like they're the last generations of people who had to be scared and like sneak around the law and, know a guy who knows a guy. And like your first experiences were in the back of a van or like in someone's shitty little apartment or whatever, and you had to like smoke weed there with them, and they taught you how to do it and whatnot. Like that is going away. This is a time period that we're in that little weird twilight before it happens. You know, like it's on the horizon. It's like you can see the moon popping out behind the clouds, like it's about to change. So it's kind of cool to be able to commit to like audio record people's real stories. So like if you've got say your dad or mom have a really cool story of the first time they smoked weed, or like your grandparents have a really cool story about the first time they smoked weed, have them call, because I want to hear like real authentic, born in the fucking 40s and 50s hippies who have a story of like the first time that they smoked weed. These are like the stories that I can sit there and watch that kind of shit for hours or listen to that shit for hours. So give me your stories, guys. Let's hear them. I want to hear these Weedman van stories. 1-833-CBD-GANG. Do you remember your first time smoking weed, Tasha? Do you remember like the Weedman and the Weedman van?
You know what? I didn't have a weed man or a weed man van. I do want to say that I feel like it is people that are older than me.
Yeah,
that
like it really is a time period that we're not a part of it, or like it's going away.
Yeah, it was a little, just in the few years, it was a little more accessible to me than I'm sure it was for you and your parents. I remember smoking with my aunt. I think I was like maybe 13 years old, and she called it creeper weed. She was like, you gotta watch out for it. It's called creeper weed. It's gonna creep up on you. And I didn't even know what to expect from the get-go. I do know that we were camping. We were probably camping for a good few weeks, and there was a thunderstorm rolling in, and we had smoked right before that. So yeah, she called it creeper weed. I took a few more hits than I had any business doing at 13 years old.
Well, you didn't know? You had no clue.
I didn't know. And then it was probably a good 2 or 3 minutes later, the thunderstorm rolled in, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in the chair and lightning goes off, and I'm like, who the fuck's hands are these? I have no idea. And my aunt's like, come on, we gotta put the tarps up. And I'm like, I can't even, whose hands are these? And yeah, it surely was like creeper weed. And then I do remember for the longest time, I would always have this problem. When I smoked, my anxiety would be so heightened that it would almost counteract the high. Like it wouldn't be so good for me. It kind of made me feel a little scared. But I just remember whenever I was super stoned, I always felt like I was living life in a movie. And like I could sit there and I could keep thinking about what just happened, and it was almost like it was replaying in my head.
So you started with creeper weed, and then you moved on to cinematic weed.
Yeah,
this is more cinematic weed.
Exactly.
You're gonna live in a movie for a little while, but you're gonna be anxious as fuck. Like I think that had you known about CBD back then, like that probably would have tempered down that anxiety.
Oh yeah, I wish I would have known about that. Oh my, I feel like everybody would just be better off if we had this in our life years ago.
I think that's a phenomenon. Like if you're one of those people that smokes weed and you get like really anxious or something, try a little CBD on top of it, because the CBD, it tampers that down. It tempers the anxiety down. Like that's something that CBD is great for.
Hey gang, want to score free CBD? Sign up for Loyal and Save online or on your phone and use it whenever you shop at CBD Source locations. You'll earn points towards free products and other cool merch. Sign up for free at cbdsourcepodcast.com/loyal. You can download the Loyal and Save app on iTunes or Google Play. That's our loyalty app. Call Help Designed it.
So my mom actually went to Woodstock, and she bought a ticket ahead of time, and I think the whole story of the original Woodstock was like it ended up being a free show or something. But she had a ticket, and I got her on the phone right now. Deb from Mystic Timber, my mom. What's your Woodstock story? Let's hear your Woodstock story.
Okay, well, it's a lame story. My lame Woodstock story is I went with a girlfriend. We drove to Woodstock, and we got about 5 miles away, and that's as close as we could get. We parked our car, and we started walking with everyone else. And we walked, and it was getting dark, and we saw this big tent set up, a whole bunch of people in there just lying inside, going to sleep. It was dark. And so they said, yeah, come on in. So we stayed the night in the big circus tent. In the morning, we woke up, and it started raining. And I had some of the worst menstrual cramps of my life. And my friend and I were walking, and we looked at each other, and we said, This is shit. You want to go home? And we said, okay, let's go. So we were probably 2 miles away at that point, and we turned around and went home. And that's my story. But I did have my tickets. We did get them in advance for 3 days. And what happened was everyone just stormed all the fences. So they didn't even take tickets after that. So I had my tickets for years, and I had people working in my house in my basement, and that's where the tickets were, and they disappeared. I have no idea where they went. They'd probably would be worth a fortune today.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, but they probably would. Anyway, that's my story.
Well, it's the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. They just had their big 50th Woodstock event here last weekend. Mm-hmm. Did you guys do anything to commemorate the big day?
No, we did not.
It wasn't anything as spectacular as like the 25th. Remember how crazy we were about that?
Right. I know someone. I saw a friend on Facebook went to it was at Mount Bethel, right?
Yeah, Bethel Woods. Yeah.
They went.
Yeah.
And they saw something there. I don't know what they saw, but we were. Yeah, music and fireworks. We were asked if we wanted to go by friends, and we just figured it'd probably be all young people and not people our age. I don't know.
Oh, you thought wrong.
Yeah, I know. I saw pictures.
Yeah, you thought very wrong. You would have been among your own kind for sure. You missed out.
Right. So that's it. I wish I had something more interesting to report.
Yeah, that sucks. It's sad for you. Sad that you missed it. Like a little bit of menstrual cramps and some bad weather, and you're like, fuck those extra 2 miles.
Well, if you saw those pictures, if you remember the pictures of the mud that was there and the rain, it was pretty bad. And we didn't have tents or anything. We weren't ready for that, you know?
Right.
So, yeah. But that's it.
Well, thanks. Thanks for telling me the story.
You're welcome.
I have a moonshot story.
A what story?
The moon landing happened within the same 2 weeks as Woodstock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first landing on the moon.
I've got a story about that, too.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, geez, everyone wants to tell their stories. What's your moonshot story? Jorgie from Mystic Timber here, my dad.
I was night manager of a big boy in Madison, Wisconsin at the time, between sophomore and junior years. A long story behind that, but anyway, I'm running the night shifts. I said I'd like to have a TV, set up a TV so we can watch the moon landing. He says, no, that's all right. The boss says, no, that's against company policy. You can't do that.
Right.
So fine. So of course, I'm running the night shift, so I bring in the fucking TV and I put it up. In fact, we got customer complaints.
They were complaining because they wanted to eat their big boys in peace.
By this televising of in those days they didn't have TVs in fucking restaurants and bars and stuff. There were no sports bars, none of that stuff.
Right.
So people were cranked. And I brought it all I have was a little black and white TV. I brought it in, put it up, watched the moon landing. It was very interesting. The customers could see it if they wanted to and hear about it if they wanted to. So the next day, the boss gave me shit for having done it, in spite of the fact of telling me not to, because there were complaints.
I've got a better story.
Okay, give me your better story.
I was on vacation in New Hampshire, and I get a call from my mother, and she said, "Do you want to drive down to Florida with me to watch the moon launch?" And I said, "Oh, okay." I think I was about 17 or 18, and
69.
Yeah, and so I drove down from New Hampshire and picked up my brothers and my mother. My father didn't go, and my mother and I drove all the way down to Florida, and we set up our car with a whole bunch of other people across the bay from where the launch happened. But we could see the whole moon launch right there. The rockets take off.
Let me guess. Let me guess. 2 miles away, you gave up and just drove back to New Jersey?
You're right. Go figure.
No, so you saw the actual space shuttle go up. That's amazing. How the hell did I not ever know that story?
I don't know.
You just never told it. You never told it.
Oh, how about
I've heard it many times.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So there you go.
So
anyway.
you missed one piece of history, but you caught the other one 2 weeks later.
Right. There you go. Which was more important? I don't know.
Yeah, they're both they're both moonshots, I guess.
Yeah, they were.
As far as cultural phenomenons.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Mystic Timber fam. See you guys later.
Yeah, okay.
Say hi to the CBD gang who are listening.
Okay.
CBD gang.
Thanks, Cole Cheney. Bye.
All right. Peace out. Later. Bye. Oh, their trip. Yeah, and they're not hippies, right? They're not hippies.
The CBD Source Podcast. This is how we CB do's it.
So anyway, Tosh, this was a fun show. Let's do a wrap up, all right?
Let's do a wrap.
Ugh.
Where's Jamesy? It's a wrap.
James is coming up. I mean, so this was a really fun episode. A lot of interesting talk about these different celebrities. Yeah, and a lot of talk about Woodstock, from the original Woodstock, Woodstock 25, and now Woodstock 50. We covered all the Woodstocks. So now the gang at home enjoying their CBD also are stock full of Woodstock, and you didn't have to pay for a ticket or stand around in the rain, so you're welcome. What are the calls to action here? What do we want the CBD gang at home to do for the next episode that you and I talk, and we'll incorporate a lot of these viewer calls, these listener calls. So I want to make sure that we're taking calls from the people at home. I want to incorporate you guys. I want you to be part of this show, not just me and Tosh kicking it back here, getting all CBD'd up. I want to talk to you guys. So first things first, if you have a relative who's older, or if you yourself first bought weed from a guy in a van, a weed man with a weed man van, something like that, give us a call, 1-833-CBD-GANG. Tasha, what is it?
1-833-CBD-GANG. And if you have ever eaten garbage, or I should say food, out of the garbage while having the munchies, or any other crazier story, or maybe a story that's not as crazy, give us a call.
Did you get so high that you ate your dad's 40-year-old Twinkie collection?
No, I did not do that. And that's probably because I don't eat Twinkies. That's probably the only reason.
Did you at home get so high that you found your parents' wedding cake topper in the freezer, thawed that shit out and munched on it because you just had to have that cake?
If I had one of those spare, just around, I would. I'd be like, sorry, Mom, that's going to just have to be for next anniversary.
Oh, God. I'm defrosting it. It's tough shit, man, and that thing is gone. Did you eat an entire roll of Pillsbury dough crescent rolls by yourself?
Or cookie dough.
Oh, yeah, just raw cookie dough.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, that's something a lot of people probably had.
If you went to go make brownies and ate half the batter.
Oh, I bet that's something someone's done, for sure.
Or if you are deciding to eat your leftovers that are about a week old and you're not sure if they're still good, give us a call.
Right. Give us a call. What's the number, Tosh?
1-833-CBD-GANG. That's 1-833-CBD-GANG.
And what was the other thing we wanted people to do?
We wanted them.
Oh, if you're really into hip-hop, current music, mumblecore, whatever the hell's going on right now in rap, also, 21 Pilots or whatever other music's going on that
Lil
you're
Peep,
into.
all the Lils. We want to know what's
Any of
going on
the
with the Lils.
Yeah, any of the Lil Nas, Lil whatever. If you like any of these guys and you know what's happening in pot culture, in THC and CBD culture, give us a call. Maybe we'll make you a guest on the show and you could be our music guru as far as CBD and music goes. So give us a call for that too.
You guys got your homework.
Great. So next episode, it's going to be all about you, gang. We're going to throw you onto the show, and we're going to give you guys your 15 minutes of fame. Actually, 3 minutes of fame, because that's all the phone can record. If you call in the number, you will have 3 minutes. You start a fucking timer, because after 3 minutes, that shit cuts you off. So you've got 3 exact minutes to give us your spiel, your Weed Man Van story, your Munchies story, or your pitch to be the next CBD music guru for the CBD Source podcast. All right, gang. I think we've had a fun little time here.
We have. I have enjoyed myself. I don't know about you, Cole.
I've had fun. This is going to be a tough one to cut down. I'm going to have to cut down some of it because we've talked a long ass time. But I like being able to break up the serious interviews with having a fun catch up with Tosh and see what's happening with in the CBD news, just what's going on in the zeitgeist. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Well, it has been a blast. Thank you guys for having me. And I will see, or you guys will hopefully hear from me soon.
And I'll CBD you next Tuesday. You stepped on my line.
I know, I didn't mean to. I thought we were just gonna, it was just
riff
gonna
it?
be like,
We're gonna say it at the same time?
Yeah, that's what, okay.
How about you say next Tuesday when I say next Tuesday, all right? We'll do it like that, like CBDU. All right, here we go. And I'll CBDU next Tuesday.
Give the show a call at 1-833-223-4264. That's 1-833-CBD-GANG.
The CBD Source podcast is written, produced, and hosted by Cole Cheney. Additional voice, camera, and web production by Ryan Weber. Graphic design and artwork by John DiGian Tommaso, Kevin Bierfeld, and Cole Cheney. Marketing by Penny Spinazzola. Special thanks to our resident CBD guru, Akash Patel, and our in-house CBD vape expert, Anthony Maltese, as well as our personal CBD chef, Ryan Weber. Additional thanks to Tasha, Kevin, Liz, Steve, and Ryan for lending your vocal talent. And a thank you to our CBD fitness expert, Danny. I'm James Lazos. This is my one job on the show. To wrap it up, I'm the wrap-up guy. You want to know how much CBD I need to record all this wrap-up dribble? All of it. All the CBD. I'm titrated up to my fucking eyeballs. Want to be a guest on the show? Call us at 833-CBD-GANG. Again, that's 833-CBD-GANG. And leave a message with your contact information and we'll get back to you right away. Visit us on cbdsourcepodcast.com for all the links to your social media. Be sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next week.
All information in this podcast or its related social media pages and interactions are for informational purposes only. The CBD Source podcast does not offer medical advice. Its host, Cole Cheney, is not a medical professional. His experiences with cannabidiol and other cannabinoids are his own and may not affect you the same way. Everybody's endocannabinoid system is different. The statements made regarding CBD products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The efficacy of these products and the testimonials made have not been confirmed by FDA-approved research. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All information presented here is not meant as a substitute for or alternative to information from healthcare practitioners. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product. The Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act requires this notice.
Thank you for listening to the CBD Source podcast. This is how we CB do's it.
The Bristling. One last note, I just want to give a shout out to Bjorn Mjolwijk. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Norwegian. Apparently we're big in Norway because we just got some fan mail from a really dedicated listener in Norway. Oh no. The lights are going off. Uh-oh. Am I getting locked out of the building? Oh shit. I don't know how to turn the alarm off, but you hear this? Listen to this. I think I'm fucked.